Go to the river. Let her on the long line, Tia. You're going to paddle your feet, Harper? No, it's cold. I know it's cold. Harper! What's this? Look.
Harper, come in there.
What's this? Now, are you reluctant to go in the water because it's cold or because you're worried about the water? Good girl, yes. Ready? Good girl, yes. Clever girl. So there was possibly a little bit of anxiety towards the water, so we just spend a minute. We don't really want her to go in and get freezing cold, but we don't want her to look at the water and think, oh my God, I can't go in there. Good girl, what did you get? So you can see she's much more comfortable with the water now. She is a water baby, she doesn't mind water. But we can spend a couple of minutes, you know, we don't have to go to a park and throw a ball for half an hour. Actually, her sitting here and trying to figure out the water will probably tire her out just as much as throwing a ball for her. Come on in, let's go for a walk. So when we talk... Come on, Harper. So when we talk about socialisation, we used to think that meant effectively chuck them in a field full of dogs and let them sort it out. But actually we know that there's so much more to socialisation. Doesn't necessarily mean socialisation just with dogs. Could be the environment around them, could be different situations, different areas. Could be traffic, it could be shops, it could be quiet streets, it could be noisy streets, children, adults, pubs, clubs. She's seeing another doggy. Get on a short lead, isn't it? Hey,
Okay.
say hello.
Okay. All right.
Good girl.
Cautious.
Come on, then. Harper is still young. As you saw with that doggy, she sort of goes into a bit of a stalking behaviour. Now, she's met hundreds of dogs. She's certainly been to different environments. Let's go this way. But she's still learning.
Oh, wow.
Nice jump.
That was a massive jump.
She's still learning. She's still got much to learn. But the important thing is when we see an issue, we don't see it as an issue, we see an opportunity to train her, to play with her and to let her see the world. So we'll get her on a shorter lead now just because we're going through a busier area. You can reward her when she comes back because that was obviously really interesting, whatever was going on down there.
Sit.
Oh, don't worry about sit, she's come back to you. That's what she's getting rewarded for. Always have a treat ready. So we'll have her on a shorter lead and go for a little wander through town. We're not working on her hill work today, but if we were, then obviously we would just take our time, get her to calm down, get her to concentrate, and maybe she can only concentrate for a few seconds at a time in an environment like this. So potentially you would go to a quieter environment, or if you're working on this sort of environment and focus, then do it short and sweet, and little and often. And there's a lot for her to work out, a lot for her to figure out, a lot for her to observe.
Like 3Ds when you're doing here, what? Distance, distraction and duration.
Yeah, Tia just said about the 3Ds, distance, distraction and duration. So you only ever work, you only ever change one of those things at a time. She saw the cyclist go past. She had to work that out, make sure they were okay. So possibly we should have rewarded her or praised her when she realised it was nothing to be scared of. I'm not sure how many bikes she's seen, probably quite a few, but obviously still quite novel to her. So, yeah, if she looks at them and deals with it and turns away from it because it's no threat, then you can reward her. Just try to put your head in the mind of a dog. Alleyway, that was good. It was a dark and dingy alleyway, and she had a look and she was fine. So we could have given her a good girl. So we're going to cross the road in a second. It is a busy road, but we might just stand there for a little while and just observe her. Maybe not right at the curb either. Perhaps we'll stand here for just a second, away from the curb. So she's very aware of the traffic and people. Good girl, yes.
You've got a lovely little doggy,
You're about to meet someone.
Hello. I love all animals, I do.
Oh, she's very sweet, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
I think
Oh, what you got? Oh.
she's calm when she's
Makes
meeting
you like
people.
that from the children, doesn't
It
it?
certainly does, yeah.
No, you're pretty, aren't you? Yes, you are. Oh, I could stay here all day.
See ya. Good girl, Harper. She's looking for you for some praise and rewards. Well, why not? She did well. Good girl. Good. So yeah, make sure you've got a treat ready rather than digging in the bag. Certainly in these early stages. It's good because she's switched off to her environment. So she's obviously comfortable in it. She's got a free treat.
Yeah.
Bring her closer to the road, but not right at the edge.
Good girl.
Let's wait for her to switch off. This isn't about us training her. This is about her getting used to environments. So she's switched off now, so she can have a treat. But take a few steps forward, but don't call her. Good. Let's bring her to the edge of the road, but not right to the edge. You've got to think how safe you are.
Good.
Girl. Cars coming past, so just see what she does. She's aware of them. No, she's not bothered. Tia, you rewarded her then when she was concentrating on the cars. Just wait for her to look away. Just remember, use a yes or a click. When she looks away, go.
Good.
Okay, so when it's safe, we'll cross the road. Concentrate on what you're doing about crossing the road, nothing else. Not dog training, just crossing. So yeah, just concentrate on crossing the road, not dog training. Ready?
Yep.
Go. There's lots of smells in town, pubs, restaurants, nail bar. So we can have her on a slightly longer lead here. Let her explore. This is socialisation. Just hold here for a sec. It's a yard with lots of smells. Yes. Yeah, so when she switched off from it, when she had a look and processed it, wasn't scared of it, she got a little verbal reinforcement and then a treat. But as she gets more experienced and older, we'd drop some of the treats so she wouldn't get treated every time.
Something was made her very calm walking across there.
Yeah. Perhaps she knows it. Perhaps she knows that alleyway. make the lead shorter if you want. So once she's comfortable in this environment, then we can ask her to start doing heel work. When she comes out here and she's not like, oh my god, look, what's that? Oh my god, look at that. Oh my god, what's that? Oh my god, look at that. Then we can start to ask her to do heel work, to do some of her tricks. But I would suggest for a dog where this sort of environment is new and unusual and it's all mind-bending and overloading, yes, good girl. There's no way you could ask them to do, even if they're the best, yes, good girl, even if they're the best heel working dog in the world, if they've never done heel work in an environment like this, I'd suggest you're probably going to fail, or you'll get 10 seconds out of the dog. Yes, good girl. Well, 10 seconds might be enough, of course. But let them have a look around. Let them see their environment. If you're going to a new environment, if you're going to the beach and you want them to behave, well, guess what? You've got to do it at the beach too. If you're going to a field, if you're going to where there's livestock nearby, all these things, that's socialisation, that's showing them. If you're taking them to the church on a Sunday or to public events, don't just chuck them in the middle of it. If there's a specific dog show you want to go to in August, then you need to start, and you want them to behave, then you need to start training them in those sorts of environments now, I'd suggest. Just, you don't have to break you or the dog. We'll go down a slightly quieter road for a few minutes. Just give her a minute. We'll go sit over here. Let's go sit on this bench. Yeah, if there's a specific dog show you want to go to in the summer, the dog's never been to a dog show before, then I'd suggest you need to start training your dog around sort of gatherings, starting small gatherings, going to local groups, outside the school, get them used to the environment. Start them at a distance, if you know it gets really busy at the school gate and you're training for that dog show in the summer, then start them with their socialisation maybe 100 metres from that busy school gate, so it's not overload. Wait for them to switch off, reward them. Next time you reward Tia, throw it away from you. There's still plenty going on. We've come down a little quiet road, but there's still plenty going on for her. But yeah, start your dog a distance away from that sort of environment. And then slowly get them used to it. And Harper. And gradually build up towards that summer event. Don't just chuck them in the middle of that summer event. I'm going to do a video about fireworks. I know people probably think, oh, that's mad because fireworks are in November. But actually, if you want your dog to get used to fireworks, now is exactly the right time to get them used to it. So Tia and I will do a video about fireworks soon. Tia, what did I say about a treat? Right, go on then. And that sort of so I'm getting Tia to throw the treats away from her, just so that then Harper has a little bit of a reset. Doggy across the road. Good girl. So when she switches away from it, that's fine. She can have a reward. So yeah, I mean, you sit and feed them in front of you has its value and use, but every now and then just throw the treat away so that they've got a rummage for it, which uses their brain and their nose, but also it sort of helps them to reset into a neutral position, which then, rather than staring at you and focusing on you for the next treat, actually, like her, they start looking around. Once she breaks from that looking around, she can have a treat, maybe from your hand, maybe you throw it again.
As well, how I knew Harper was concentrating, because her ears were twitching. Her ears were twitching around.
Yeah, watching body language is key.
Yeah.
I mean, Harper's ears are so... Yes, good cow. Harper's ears are so expressive. And even that stumpy little tail says an awful lot. her expression. She's got a face that's full of expression. And she seems quite comfortable. She's still aware of what's going on. She isn't completely switched off. Do we want her to? I like a dog that's alert. Some people like a dog that's completely switched off. That's fine, I get that.
Sometimes she does like do a little whine. She goes.
Yes, because she's a dog that likes
Yeah.
to be on the go. But so doing this sort of stuff, yes, is quite good. So some people will be thinking, well, why did you reward her then? Because she hadn't switched off. Well, sometimes I want my dog to be aware of her environment. So I will reward them when they are looking at stuff or they have investigated stuff. Also, although she was looking up the road at stuff, she wasn't anxious about it. She wasn't nervous or aggressive. She was actually fairly calm. So she can have a reward for looking at stuff and being calm. Good girl. So she watched the man walk along the road up there with a bag. She watched him. She wasn't nervous, she wasn't aggressive, she wasn't going forwards to try and search him out or have a go at him. So she got a reward when she switched off. So we'll carry on, have another little walk here.
Yep. Do you want to go past the river?
Let's go up the high street and then go down the river. So you can see some ducks. So, although she's met a couple of dogs, we didn't really stop to play with them. We're not really interested in that. We are interested in seeing how she resets after seeing those dogs. So we let her say, go nose to nose, and then we carried on walking. If we were working on the greeting with another dog, then we would obviously stop, have a little time with them, maybe walk with them. But that wasn't the aim of today.
Now we're kind of coming into different weather, so we're gonna see what she does next. We never know what she would do. She could stick her tongue out and try and eat it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, imagine it's 30 degrees and in the summer. Well, I probably wouldn't suggest you. I wouldn't suggest you bring your dog out and train them in that temperature. But a dog's attention span is potentially much lower in freezing cold and really hot weather. I watched a video the other day of a guy who was talking about training his dogs in Canada. Now he's got no choice, he has to go out with his dogs sometimes when it's -10, -20, but he's spent a long time explaining that actually you need to spend time getting them used to it and showing them it, and letting them adjust to it. So that's the same. It's the same here. The smells will be different in different weathers as well. Yeah. Different surfaces as well. Gravel, cobbles, sand, dirt. They all need visiting so that the dog's used to it. So there's another dog coming, so we're just going to keep going, Tia. Yeah. She doesn't have to meet every dog she sees.
No.
Good girl, yes. So she might be thinking, what did I get a yes for then? But actually it was her just getting on with it. She saw a dog, she got on with it, she carried on. The dark alley. Where's that going? Let her on a long line. It's echoey down here, it's very different. There'll be different smells. Different noises. You can already see she's a bit like, oh, are you following me? I'm not 100% sure. So from pulling on the lead, she's a bit more cautious. So once we get to the end of it, if she's happy, there you go. She's a little bit happier now. I think it was a bit echoey at the top there, so that's why she was a little bit unsure. Don't forget to throw her a treat sometimes, Tia.
Yeah.
Should have brought a gimbal out to record. Tia.
Yeah.
Right, go on then, go for a little run to the end of the alleyway. Tell me where it goes. If you want to jog with your dog, you want to run with them, you want to be a running partner, then again that needs training for. Actually, you can see that Harper's probably a little bit unsure, so she's actually healing really nicely with Tia on that run. So that's something they would have to practice potentially if Tia wanted Harper to be her running buddy. Okay, we'll have a walk back along the river then. So I'll probably end it there. We're going to have a little walk along the river. She'll see some ducks, she'll probably see some other dogs, but it'll be more of the same. Getting her used to the environment, not asking her to do anything. You'd probably do a few sessions of this. And if you're happy that she's then happy, you can then ask her to start concentrating on stuff. Keep it short, keep it sweet. You know, like I said, 10 seconds of hill work in a new environment could be quite tricky to begin with. So maybe 5 seconds. But then what you eventually do over time is you put all those lots of 5 seconds together. And before you know it, they're healing for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, for the whole walk around town. And then you can think about, do you want that solid obedience field heel work, or do you want a nice loose lead heel work? Train for it, give them different commands. Sometimes you really will want them tight in, other times you just want them to look like they're a chilled out dog. So train for it. But have fun. Let's take her down to the ford, because I'm not sure she's ever been on the ford before. So you can see there's a dry bit on the ford. Oh, move over. Only ever floods after really bad rain, but she'll get to hear the moving water. You know, if a dog's never seen a river with water moving like that, then it will be, let her off, Tia. Not off, let her lead go. Then that would be overload for them and might make them worry. So let them explore. Tia, she's not going to go anywhere. Why don't you take her down this bit? We're not going to force her to go in, we're just going to let her have a look.
It sounds a bit like deep down here, like more different.
Yeah, she can swim. Can't you help her? You can swim? Yeah. So, got a few treats here. I'm not going to put them in the water, but I'm just going to chuck them out. Kind of normalising the situation as well. A bit like mobile free work.
Some dogs see some treats going in the river, which makes them go in there.
Could do. I wouldn't think Harper would get in.
No.
So we'll leave it there. We're going to go for a walk along the river now. Let Harper see some ducks.
Yeah.
I hope that gets the point across. Socialisation is so much more than just taking them to a park, letting them off and letting them get into bundles and excitement with other dogs. It's about getting them used to different environments so that they can start to concentrate on the little things that you might want them to do. Any questions? Put them below and we'll try and answer them in the next video. Nice little drink, Harper.